Hi, I'm Ian White. Just found a lovely Hibbertia flower. A yellow flower, 5 petals. We know it's got a strong action on the emotions. And I tend to use Hibbertia for self-discipline, self-will. And you can use it for either extreme. It's for someone who's very lazy, doesn't have much self-discipline whatsoever and wants to have more. Or someone who is overly strict and fanatical. We talk about them being a hair shirt person. They're always striving and they're the perfectionists, never happy with what they're doing. And the Hibbertia finds that very happy middle ground. It also brings about a sense of pride in what you're doing, which leads to want to have more self-discipline and want to do a really good job with self or projects, but not to the point of being overly fanatical. It's allowing you to appreciate and acknowledge what you've done as well. There's usually a lot of leaves under the flowers, again, so it's quite a nurturing, supportive aspect. And you can use this flower for someone who is almost addicted to information and knowledge. They want to learn more from books and theoretical, rather than just integrating their own experiences and trusting their innate wisdom. Nothing wrong with wanting to go and study more, but these are the people who say, oh, I just have to read another book, then I'll know more, or I'll do another few more workshops, then I'll be able to do what I'm learning. It's like just trusting your own innate knowledge. Hibbertia brings things back into a balance. When the flower finishes, there's a lot of beautiful heart-shaped petals on the ground. And yellow is the intellect. And what this flower is showing you is to connect the intellect with the heart. That's where you get true wisdom. And a lot of the Hibbertia constitutional types, they're just addicted to knowledge, information. Often they'll study books and philosophies, but they don't integrate it. So this is really getting into heart wisdom, this flower. True wisdom, not just in the head. One of the other qualities of Hibbertia, which you won't find in the books, it's for someone who is hyper-vigilant. If there's been a lot of abuse that they've experienced, say as children, or maybe, for example, one or both parents were alcoholic, they never knew if the parents were going to come home drunk, there was going to be arguments, there was going to be the verbal abuse, maybe even some physical abuse. So they stay on edge, always looking for signs there might be trouble. They could be at a sleepover with friends as young children, and all the other children relax, having a great time. But the Hibbertia type is always on guard, doesn't totally relax because there's always that perceived threat maybe in the environment. They've got to be on the lookout for that threat. You know, I had a friend I took into the bush one day. He was a well-known author, and you know, his partner was saying, oh, isn't it fantastic here, all these beautiful flowers. And he said there's so many places where the VC could ambush us. So 15 years earlier, he'd been in the US Air Force flying helicopters. Here he was in a different continent, different time, different period of his life, and yet he couldn't still relax and enjoy it. It was not a safe world where he was living. And that's where this is a fantastic remedy also. Hibbertia is in 2 of the parenting and childcare remedies. It's in both Bossy Boots and Fuss Pot.